Who worked at a zoo cleaning lions' cages only to become one of the world's biggest action stars? Who almost became a lawyer and worked as a postman before he had a breakout role where they had to set him on fire? Who turned down a drama scholarship in order to be a part of the US Military Air Force? Which actress was turned down by agents for not being pretty enough but now has countless awards under her belt? Before we answer any of those questions, you know the drill. Please make sure to subscribe to Rumour Juice. We have the answers to all your burning questions about celebrities. There are actors who only had successful careers much later on in their lives. Some of these names might come as a surprise for you, so hold on to your coffee cups, juicers. This one is going to be a real, well, juicy one. Sylvester Stallone has always been good at playing the tough guy in films, and it's probably because he had a lot of practice growing up. The action star had a particularly difficult childhood. At the time of his birth, there was an accident with forceps that damaged a nerve, resulting in his slurred speech and impaired facial muscles. His parents were unhappily married and had an abusive relationship, which of course ended up affecting Sylvester and his younger brother Frank. After his parents' divorce, Sylvester and his brother had to spend some years in foster care. He struggled emotionally and academically and was expelled from several schools. After being accepted into a special high school for troubled youth, Stallone eventually went on to college where he studied drama. As he waited for his acting career to take off, Stallone took on any work he could find in order to pay the bills.
And at that time, I was down there. Had to sell my dog. We didn't have enough food to feed. I said, one of us doesn't eat. It's either you, my wife, or the dog. One of us.
He ushered at a movie theater and even cleaned up the lions' cages at the Central Park Zoo. He also made an appearance in an adult film called The Party at Kitty and Studs. In the meantime, Sylvester had been working on his writing in a screenplay about a thug who struggles for a chance to make it as a professional boxer. Stallone refused to sell the script to anyone unless they allowed him to play the lead role.
But I decided I always understood dialogue, whatever, so I wrote something that I know I could do, that I could feel good with, and that could show everything that is possible in my repertoire.
At last, Sylvester's persistence paid off when he found producers that were willing to make the film and have him as the star. In 1976, when Sylvester was 30 years old, Rocky was released and snagged a whopping 10 Academy Award nominations. This made Sylvester Stallone an international sensation. Now, the next actor on our list may come as a surprise to you. He joined the US Air Force after high school to become a pilot. He's famously freckled, he's the man anyone would want to narrate their daily lives, and the only man who could play God, Morgan Freeman.
I had a voice and diction instructor who was very good at his job. And so you had to learn to speak and sound your final consonants.
It was by accident that Freeman got himself into acting. An incident occurred in high school when he pulled a chair from underneath a girl he had a crush on. As punishment for what he did, Freeman was ordered to participate in the school's drama competition. To everyone's surprise, the 12-year-old proved to be an immediate natural on the stage. Despite his acting talent, the idea of being a fighter pilot was his true passion. After he graduated high school in 1955, Morgan turned down a drama scholarship and joined the US Air Force. Unfortunately, the military didn't turn out to be what he expected. Instead of flying around the skies, Freeman worked as a mechanic and radar technician. "I had this very clear epiphany," he told AARP magazine. "You are not in love with this. You are in love with the idea of this." And so, he left the Air Force and decided to finally pursue his true passion, acting. After a few minor roles in film and soap operas, he took acting classes and struggled to find stable work. In 1967, the same year he married Jeanette Bradshaw, Freeman's break into theater came when he landed a part in an all-African-American Broadway production of Hello, Dolly. However, it seemed Morgan still couldn't find the breakout film role that he really wanted. His personal life wasn't doing too well either. The wannabe actor found that his marriage had started to fall apart, and he turned to drinking to help cope with the stress. Freeman and Jeanette later divorced in 1979. For the rest of the decade, Freeman took on roles that earned him some praise, but not the big, powerful roles that would earn A-list status. In 1987, when he was 50 years old, Freeman's fortunes changed when he was cast in the film Street Smart. The role was a huge success, earning him an Oscar nomination for Best Supporting Actor, and the rest is, well, history. You might not expect the next actress on our list. She might even horrify you, if you get what we're saying. You might know her from the successful series American Horror Story, where she played roles that pretty much scared our socks off. It's the wonderfully wicked Kathy Bates. She discovered her passion for acting in high school, and she went on to major in theater at University in 1969. The aspiring actress made the big move to New York City to start pursuing her career. However, she wasn't given the warm welcome that she had hoped. Agent after agent kept claiming that she wasn't pretty enough to be cast in films. We've heard that one before. The legendary Meryl Streep faced the same dilemma, and look at how her career skyrocketed. Let's make it clear, we think you are beautiful, Kathy. I was never an ingenue, she said. I've always just been a character actor. When I was younger, it was a real problem because I was never pretty enough. It was hard, not just for the lack of work, but because you have to face up to how people are looking at you. But the rejection didn't stop Kathy from fighting for what she wanted. Over the next few years, she focused on her theater career, and she was soon known as one of the stage's top actresses, getting a Tony nomination for her role as a suicidal daughter in Night Mother. Unfortunately, the actress faced another dry patch in her career, being cast in small supporting roles in soaps and TV shows. Finally, after 20 years in the industry and at the age of 42, it was finally Kathy's time to shine. Her role as a psychotic fan in Misery earned her the Best Actress Academy Award.
I'm thrilled to have been given this recognition for the work. It's such an exciting experience. From the very beginning, working with Rob and working on the picture, which is the most important thing for an actor, I think, is when you're pleased with the communication, with the director and the crew and everything.
And she shot to stardom, becoming a household name and reaching A-lister status. She commented on the perilous approach of Hollywood casting. You're either young and glamorous and you're going to get the lead, or it's the opposite. You're not attractive enough, so you're playing the friend or the killer or the lesbian or the doctor or whatever. You know what they say about saving the best for last, and the last actor on our list is definitely a fan favorite. You might know him as the 40-year-old virgin or his role in the American version of The Office. It's none other than funny man Steve Carell. As a young man, Carell had his sights set on a legal career, taking classes as a pre-law student. He spent his spare time doing sketch comedy, becoming a member of Burpee's seedy theatrical company. I was actually filling out my law school applications, Carell recalled, and I got to the essay question, which was, why do you want to be an attorney? And I couldn't answer it. I really didn't know.
It was a pleasure babysitting Kevin! You are not getting older, you are getting better! I would like another dish of SpaghettiOs!
It seemed that the only thing that he loved doing was acting, and it was Steve's parents who said that he should pursue a career in acting if he loved it so much. Before making the move to Chicago for his career, Carell worked as a postal carrier for 4 months. Months later, I found mail under the seat of my car, he admitted, adding that it was the hardest job he has ever had. Do you think that those people ever got the mail that was left under the seat of Steve's car? We think that's the last place they'd expect it to be. Carell finally got his big movie break in 2003 when he was 41 years old. He starred alongside the legendary comedy king Jim Carrey in Bruce Almighty. It was an exciting moment in the actor's career, but it also ended up being extremely dangerous. Steve's character's big moment originally featured a lot more chaos than just the bumbling gibberish that was shown in the film. The uncut scenes featured Steve being set on fire with a bloody nose. In an interview about the film, Carell said, "That was basically the first time I was ever in a movie. The part they cut is when Jim Carrey makes my nose start to bleed profusely. They thought, too mean of him to do as a character, and then my head burst into flames." Thanks to Steve's comedic talent, the scene of the babbling anchor is just one of the film's most memorable moments. And just 2 years later, the actor would nail another 2 successful comedic roles that would make him one of the most sought-out actors of our time. If there's anything that these actors can teach us, it's that it's never too late to change your life and have your dreams come true. We get so used to seeing actors grow up on screen that we forget that not everyone reached stardom at a young age. Some of the greatest actors of our time started out a little later than they might have wanted, but they finally made it with a little patience, perseverance, and of course, a whole lot of talent. As always, we are eager to see your opinion in the comment section below. And do tell us which topic we should cover next. Behind the scenes dramas of your favorite shows? Why did this seemingly perfect couple break up? How come this Hollywood hottie is still alone? Who holds the title of the most fan-friendly celebrity? Make your voice heard, and we at Rumour Juice will make sure you are never bored. Subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to tell your friends how cool we are.